Okay, so this is the problem number two of the weekly contest on LeetCode. So we'll try to solve this by brute force and then we'll try to optimize it. So the question is asking here to remove the minimum number of elements by balancing it. That is, we are let's say an example. It has it one, two and one and five. Let's remove this. Okay, these are the three elements of an array, and we are trying to balance the array. So how we'll balance it? Here it is given that remove we can remove the any number of elements from the maps without making it empty. The array is considered balanced if the value of its maximum element is at most k times the minimum element. It is given the maximum element we can be there in the array is at most k times the minimum element. So at index 0, at index 0 we have 2 as the we're considering like 2 as the minimum element at index 2, at index 0. So the range will be in this one, like k is suppose k equal to 2, then 2 into k, that's equal to 4. So the number of elements in the balanced array must lie in this range 2 to 4. So how many elements will lie in this range? Here we can see that only 2 will lie in this range, and these both the elements 1 and 5 will be eliminated. So here 2 elements will be eliminated, and if we choose the next index, index 1, then it will lie in the elements must lie in the range, in this range 1 to 2. So we can see that both 1 and 2 will be here in the balance array, and only one element, that is 5, will be eliminated. So only one element will be eliminated. And next, if we choose the 5 at index number 2, there is 5. So the range is in the 5 to 10. So we can see there only 5 will come in the from this array in the balance array, and these two elements will be eliminated. So we can see that if we choose index 1, if we choose index 1, that is 1 is a minimum element, then only we'll be able to eliminate the minimum number of elements. Otherwise, we have to delete two elements which we don't want. So basically, that's what we're asking to find out. So how we'll do it? Now, since we're solving by brute force, so what we'll do is we'll be taking two for loops and we'll try to solve it. So first the step is to sort it. Sort the array. Sort the array. It will take n log n time. N log n time. So why we'll try to sort the array? Like any area, like the array is 215. So we're trying to solve it because like see we like in when we are at index 2, we it's okay, like we can compare these elements. Now we come to this index 1. So index 1 is in the array, as you know, it is in the range of 1 to 2, this in this range. So we need to check here also, here also. So better, why don't we sort it? That is, the elements will always be, the elements equal to or greater will always be on the right. So let's sort the array. So we'll get in this order like 1 2 5. So whenever we'll try to find the range like 1 4 1, we have to go, we have to see the range 1 to 2, we'll see only on the right. Like for 2 also, like 2 to 4, we'll only go, we'll only need to see only on the right side. We don't need to see on the left. So that's where we'll try to, so we are trying to sort the array. And the next, what we'll do, we will take two for loops, and we'll, after taking the for loops, we'll the first for loop will start from this 0, from this index to n minus 1. to n minus 1, and from this right we'll try to compare it. Suppose we are at index 0. We are at index first, we are at index 0, that is 1, and from the last, from this 5. So here is the for loop from n minus 1 to, that is, it will traverse from the right to this one is I equal to 0 to I plus 1. That is, from, if we are taking, if we are at this index, so comparison will be from the last. That is, we'll first check if 5 is in the range of this one, 1 in this range. If it tells that this 5 is not in this range, we'll simply make it count plus plus. So that's it we're doing, and then we'll then move to this left, and we'll compare to with this in this range of 1. So if it is in this range, then we'll simply try to come out of the for loop, and we'll try to check the other elements to n minus 2. So in we'll then go to index number 1, that is at 2. So here, take it like listen carefully in this like while we are taking this 2, then we are assuming that this 2 is not in this range. Like for one time, assume that 2 is range के अंदर 1 के अंदर नहीं आता. We'll simply start from here, taking that this this 2 is not in this range. So we will already increase the count by 1. So count will be initialized to I. So we are at index 1, so the count will be 1. Then after that, this for loop will start from the last. So we'll compare 5 with 2. If it is in the range of 2 to 4, then obviously it is not in this range. So we'll increase the count by 1. So already count was in 1 here. Already count was 1 here. So the count becomes 2. So at this index number 1, the count becomes 2. At the index 0, the count was 1. So we'll take the minimum, obviously, that is 1, and we'll return it. So the code I will uh, give here. So if you are having any doubts, please do try to comment on this video. I will try to make it more clear, because that's why this is my first video, and I've been teaching DSA to offline. So but it's the first time I'm coming online. So please try to give your comments. So I think this, from this you can understand that it is starting from 0, that it is starting from 0 to n minus 2, and this one will move from the right, move from right to left, move from right to left, and we have already told you why this was initialized to I, and here will increase the count by 1 if it is not in the range. Okay, so like this, and if it is in the range, like, we'll simply break it, and at last we'll return the minimum. Sorry, at last we'll return the answer. So that's it. So if you have any doubts, please try to comment on this video. I'll try to explain it more from my side, and I'll try to improve from the next video as much as it's possible for my side. That's okay for now.